never wasted the grace of God upon their lives. Grace in its simplest definition, it's God's unmerited favor. God's unmerited favor. In due course, we'll really get to understand that these ladies, were really graced. They had this, unmerited favor. They enjoyed God's unmerited favor. We'll really get to appreciate this much later in our study. And then I want to say that, I'd like you to imagine this. Look at these ladies, and then look at Moses, the man of God. Do you know who Moses was? The man that saw God face to face. The man that could stay on the mountain for 40 days, 40 nights, communicating with God. The man that God called him, God called him his friend. God said that this man spoke with God face to face. He knew God, he met God. And like these ladies could walk up to Moses. They had guts indeed. I mean, their audacity was out of this world. They had guts. Their audacity was something else. And that's also how God, wants us to be. Yes, because we have God, we should have God. We should have that audacity. They were courageous. That's another one. They were courageous. Someone said that courage is not the absence of fear. No. But that it's, one's ability, the ability to stay act even in the face of fear. So I want to believe that there were circumstances around that should have really triggered fear in them. Moses, just standing before Moses alone, who are you? To stand before that caliber of man. But these girls, they walked up to Moses. The Bible says, where we read, they stood before Moses and Eleazar the priest, and before the leaders and the congregation and the whole congregation. They stood before these people. They were not shaken. Courage. How courageous are we? How courageous are we? How courageous are we in tackling those matters, those challenges, those issues in our families, especially our father's families? How courageous are we in tackling this? How courageous? These girls were courageous. They took